You win because even when I try to bury you in silence, my soul keeps resurrecting your name. You win because no amount of logic can quiet the storm you awaken in my heart. You win because the truth is, I want to lose myself in you more than I want to find myself. You win because every fight ends with me craving your arms more than my pride. You win because you've turned my pain into poetry and my chaos into devotion. You win because I can't unsee the universe I discovered in your eyes. You win because even when I curse you, I pray for you in the same breath. You win because you've made surrender look like the most beautiful choice I've ever made. You win because your absence is louder than any words I could ever speak. You win because you've stitched yourself into the fabric of my soul. You win because resisting you only makes me realize how much I need you. You win because I cannot replace the way you make my spirit feel alive. You win because even my darkest nights glow with the memory of your touch. You win because you've made me addicted to the very pain of loving you. You win because I'd rather suffer with your love than live in peace without it. You win because my silence still carries your name like a secret prayer. You win because no victory feels worth celebrating if you're not by my side. You win because you've made my soul believe in miracles again. You win because you've turned every wound into a reminder of how much I love you. You win because surrendering to you feels like stepping into destiny itself. You win because no matter how I rewrite my story, you remain the ending. You win because even in anger, my heart whispers your forgiveness. You win because you've taken my defenses and turned them into confessions. You win because every tear I shed still tastes like your name. You win because no amount of distance can dilute the fire you lit in me. You win because I've stopped fighting the truth that you are my weakness. You win because even my strength bends when it comes to you. You win because every shadow of doubt vanishes in the light of your love. You win because I've realized losing you would mean losing myself. You win because my scars glow softer when your love touches them. You win because I see pieces of heaven every time you smile. You win because you've taken the language of my silence and made it speak your name. You win because I cannot stop writing you into every thought I have. You win because even my dreams obey your presence. You win because you've turned my battles into blessings without me noticing. You win because your love has become the rhythm of my survival. You win because my surrender is not defeat, it is devotion. You win because you've broken me only to rebuild me softer, stronger, deeper. You win because even the universe seems to bend in your direction when I think of you. You win because every sunrise feels empty if I don't imagine you in it. You win because you filled the hollow spaces of my soul with your fire. You win because even silence becomes sacred when it's shared with you. You win because I can't stop choosing you, even when I pretend I don't. You win because no goodbye ever stays permanent between us. You win because you've become the song my heart cannot stop humming. You win because every wound I carry becomes softer when I remember your touch. You win because I've realized fighting you means fighting the truth of who I am. You win because even in my prayers, your name slips out without permission. You win because your love has become the compass guiding me through darkness. You win because even when I try to hate you, I still long for your presence. You win because your memory clings to me like oxygen. I cannot breathe without it. You win because surrendering to you feels like the most honest choice I've ever made. You win because you've conquered me in ways even I never imagined possible. You win because your soul speaks the language mine was waiting to hear. You win because you've made me believe that losing isn't always defeat. You win because your love feels like the storm and the calm all at once. You win because no one else has touched the places in me you've claimed. You win because even when I let go, my spirit still reaches for you. You win because you've become the flame I'll never stop burning for. You win because love was never meant to be fair, and still I choose you every time. You win not because I lost, but because my heart surrendered the moment I realized fighting you meant fighting myself. You win because I can't argue with the way my soul calms when you enter the room. You win because no matter how strong my pride is, it shatters when you simply whisper my name. You win because every wall I built collapses at the sound of your laughter. You win because I can't pretend indifference when my entire being aches to belong to you. You win because silence between us feels heavier than every word I've ever spoken. You win because my heart beats in surrender even when my mind tries to resist. You win because your absence teaches me more pain than your presence ever could. You win because no escape feels worth it when all roads lead back to you. You win because I crave your chaos more than I desire anyone else's calm. You win because every goodbye I attempt turns into another silent invitation to stay. You win because my love for you outweighs every reason I have to walk away. You win because even my anger bends beneath the weight of your tenderness. You win because no matter how far I run, my heart stumbles back to you. You win because your flaws fit into the spaces where my wounds live. You win because resisting you feels like betraying the truth written in my soul. You win because even when I want to hate you, I can't stop loving you. You win because you've become the prayer my heart whispers when I'm alone. You win because I've realized losing myself to you is the sweetest kind of surrender. You win because I cannot unlearn the language of your touch on my skin. You win because the thought of a life without you feels more terrifying than any storm. You win because even my dreams refuse to release you. You win because you've made yourself the center of every thought I try to hide. You win because I've stopped searching for someone else to compete with you. You win because the truth is, I never really wanted to fight you at all. You win because my weakness in your presence feels more like freedom than defeat. You win because you've carved yourself into the chapters of my story without asking. You win because your memory lingers even in the silence of crowded rooms. You win because I see pieces of you in everything beautiful around me. You win because you've rewritten the way I define love without permission. You win because even when I try to let go, my hands find you in the dark. You win because every scar on my soul has softened under the warmth of your love. You win because my soul bows to you in ways my pride refuses to admit. You win because even the universe seems to whisper your name through the stars. You win because you've made my heart addicted to the rhythm of your existence. You win because my tears fall not from defeat, but from the overwhelming power of love. You win because your presence turns my brokenness into something sacred. You win because the sound of your voice feels like home in a world of noise. You win because you've blurred the line between pain and passion in my heart. You win because every lesson I've learned led me straight back to you. You win because I cannot deny the gravity pulling me into your orbit. You win because your love dismantles every fear I've tried to guard. You win because I see eternity in your eyes and peace in your chaos. You win because you've turned my stubbornness into surrender without saying a word. You win because you've planted yourself so deep in me, even time cannot uproot you. You win because every attempt to resist you only ties me closer to you. You win because the ache of missing you outweighs the relief of letting go. You win because your truth outshines every lie I tell myself about moving on. You win because you are the only battle I'm willing to lose gracefully. You win because every heartbeat chants your name like a sacred hymn. You win because you've conquered the parts of me I swore no one would touch. You win because I'd rather be defeated by your love than victorious without it. You win because you've turned my defenses into invitations without trying. You win because I feel alive in ways I never knew possible around you. You win because your love has been the compass guiding every choice I make. You win because no resistance can silence the longing carved into my chest. You win because surrendering to you feel like stepping into the truth of who I am. You win because my heart never belonged to me. It always belonged to you. You win because even in silence, your presence thunders through every part of me. You win because love was never about keeping score, and with you, I've already won everything.